Hello, ladies. Here we are again, March 5th for our national virtual gathering. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katrina Faulkner, and I am with the Bonner County chapter in Northern Idaho, or in the Panhandle. So for tonight, we have what I hope is going to be a fabulous program for you. And just as a reminder, the National Ladies Homestead Gathering. Oh, someone is telling me they can only see my forehead. That's not very fun. Ah! Okay, you saw more than my forehead. Okay, so here we go again. So just as a reminder, the National Ladies Homestead Gathering is a nationwide nonprofit with chapters across the country. Our focus is to share knowledge, build community, and grow friendships. One way we do this is by gathering monthly virtually to learn together. To learn more about us at nlhg.org, you can go there. You can visit our YouTube channel or connect with us on our online forum at community.nlhg.org. March is our annual membership drive, and if you haven't joined as a VIP today, make sure to head over to our website and join. If you have any questions about membership, send an email to membership@nlhg.org. Just a quick update about tonight's virtual gathering, and it's going to be a little bit different. Our amazing presenter, Julie, had a last-minute change in her schedule, and she cannot join us live tonight. But don't worry, she was super thoughtful and recorded her presentation for us to share with you tonight. We'll play that in just in a few seconds. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat just like we normally do. And we'll send those questions over to Julie and she'll answer them in a follow-up post. So thank you very much for your understanding. We all know sometimes just life kind of happens. And while Miranda is getting that queued up, I want to announce our special guest speaker for April. And I hope you ladies are all sitting down because Mr. Joel Salatin will be joining us next month. And if you don't know who he is, when we're done here tonight, run over to Google, give him a quick look over, and you will see just how amazing he is and how lucky we are. So he will be here to answer all the questions that our VIPs have. So VIPs, please submit your question into the vault, or you can email us at media@nlhg.org. If you attend the April National Virtual Gathering, you'll have the chance to ask your question directly to Joel. So be on the lookout for our posts and newsletters for more information. I know I'm reading some of the chats. You're like, what? I know. Isn't that awesome? So it's going to be pretty exciting. So for those of you who know, you know. And if you don't, like I said, Google or whatever search engine you use, look them up and you are going to be just as excited as we are. And hello to my other North Idaho friends that I see on here as well. So let's see if Miranda is ready to queue up the video that we have. And again, don't forget, put your questions in chat because we will answer those just like normal, except a little delayed. Okay. Miranda. She's queuing us. Do you feel cued? Miranda. We'll give her a second as she is transferring and getting it all ready for us to go and hitting the play button. Let's see, what do I see in chats? Oh, yes, Miss Suzanne. Shalom, shalom from North Idaho. I know, I can't believe it either. Joel Salatins, that's just going to be fabulous. And I went kind of fast on some of those other websites, so I'll go over those again. Oh, here she is. Here we go. We're all queued up. Let's see.
Hi, friends. My name is Julie Bowen, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Well, I'm kind of here with you. I have had to take on a full-time job in the recent recent past, and I am now in Nashville at a strategy meeting. So I'm so thankful that NLHG let me record and send this to you because it is something I'm really passionate about. I started doing social media on a small scale just for some friends that had ranches and farms and publishing companies that didn't have the time or the desire to do social media. And it's moved me up to where I'm now a marketing and sales director. So it's a really passionate thing for me to talk about, and hopefully you guys learn from it. I know that social media can feel overwhelming, especially with so many platforms and strategies to choose from. But today I want to simplify it for you. I want to make it a tool to help you connect with the right audience. So whether you're looking to educate or sell products or just share your homesteading journey, that's what I want to do over the next little bit. So we'll break down social media strategies specifically for homesteaders, farms. That's what my goal is for today. Not that this can't apply, a lot of it can, but that's my focus for today. So we'll focus on choosing the right platform, creating engaging content, and leveraging free tools like Google Trends to help you expand your reach. Now, whether you're completely new to social media, and I don't say that as in, most of us do have some base of social media, but maybe you've never used TikTok, maybe you've never used Google Ads. So there's a couple of different things that we're going to talk about today that maybe you don't have a base for. And it could be you have an account set up, but you want to improve your engagement. Whatever it is, I hope you walk away with some actionable steps today. So the first thing we're going to do is work on defining our social media identity. I know you guys can read. I know text-heavy slides are terrible. I live in the marketing world, but I want you all to be able to reference this back without having to read a PDF. So here we go. So if we look at these, I want you all to look at each category, and this will help you define your identity. It helps you guide your content, and it makes it easier for you to stay consistent because it's something you connect with personally. You don't have to pick just one category. You can definitely mix and match. The key is knowing what type of content feels most natural to you. So for educational content, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're someone who enjoys teaching others, this is great. If you love sharing homesteading tips, tutorials, how-to guides, if that's where your passion is, education content is for you. Service-based business is something like selling fresh eggs, handmade soap, farm tours, kissing the cute animals on your farm on Valentine's Day. Whatever type of service that you offer, your content should highlight what you offer. So whether it's like a day in the life behind or a day in the life behind the scenes of making goat milk soap, those are the words I was trying to get at. This is that type of content. Humor and relatable content is some of the most interesting and funny, and it does have the ability to go viral without a lot of plan on how to make that happen. But social media thrives on relatable content. So trying to get your chickens in the coop or looking outside and seeing cows in your backyard, which has happened to me more than I would like to admit. Funny content it really is the most common that goes viral. There's just not a method to the madness quite yet. So the next one, inspirational and motivational content. A lot of people use social media to inspire others. So whether you overcame challenges or you made even a big lifestyle shift, or you're pursuing your dreams of going off grid, or you've moved from the city to a farm, this type of content is really powerful when sharing your story. So that's the inspirational, motivational content idea. Storytelling and lifestyle content. This can be some of the most successful social media accounts, similar to the humorous ones, because you're simply documenting daily life. So the small everyday moments is a great fit for this. People love to see behind the scenes on a regular basis. They also like to connect with a specific animal. So maybe you always do chores with your farm dog. Maybe you have a chicken that always comes with you. Creating that those human moments is a really powerful thing. So we know that storytelling and lifestyle content is powerful. Activism and advocacy, there's not a million of these accounts out there. So if it's something that you have a strong passion for, like whether it's food security, sustainability, farm rights, homestead rights, your social media platform can be built on raising awareness and educating others. So if you're a regenerative farmer, why is regenerative farming the future? If you want to educate people about reading food labels, what does organic versus pasture raised versus cage free? If advocacy and if activism, there we go, and advocacy are something that's passionate, there aren't a million of these accounts out there. So if you're looking for something unique and you're passionate about that, that's a great one. So before we move on to picking why, there's no wrong answer here. So pick one, pick a mix, do what feels most natural for you. When you clearly define your identity, it becomes easier to create content that attracts the right people to your page. And once you decide, you'll be able to use this as a foundation for choosing the platforms and the strategies, which is going to bring us to our platforms. So where should you be? Choosing the best platform that's right for you. I know I'm one of those people that's reading slides. I'm sorry. Okay. I will try again. Super text heavy slide. I'm sorry about that. So I'll say my notes and then we'll move on. Facebook and Instagram are the best platforms for community building and storytelling. So if you want to connect with people on a personal level, this is where you should be. Instagram is great for visual content. We know that Facebook stories and reels are getting better, or shorts. I think it's Facebook shorts, sorry. So whether it's farm life, quilting projects, behind the scenes, Instagram is great for that, and you can cross post it to Facebook as well. Facebook is great for discussions and engagement, especially if you build a Facebook group or you join a Facebook group where you can connect and share experiences. If you have a business, a Facebook page can serve as a storefront. We know that it's one of the largest search engines. So if you want people to learn more about your services or your classes or your products, Facebook is a great place to be. So the biggest advantage is you don't have to post every day. If you focus on engaging posts that spark conversation, this will help build relationships with your audience. TikTok. Oh, where would we be without TikTok? We all saw that drama. If you like really quick, fun, and not edited, it can be really unpolished content, then TikTok is the place to be. It's not just for dancing, as we know. It's one of the fastest ways to grow an audience organically without having to pay for ads. Videos do really well on TikTok, and they need to be short, relatable, and above all, they have to be real. So it's really great for showing day-to-day life of homesteading without having to edit, add a filter, do this and do that. And unlike Facebook and Instagram, you don't have to have a big following to get views. If your video is interesting, TikTok shows it to people who might like it. Their algorithm does work differently than Meta. So if you enjoy teaching quick tips or sharing funny farm moments, or just basically documenting your journey, then TikTok is an easy and low pressure way for you to grow your audience and meet some new people. Pinterest, I think, is often underrated. It was really big, 15 years ago, but Pinterest is a search engine. That's what it is. So it's unlike Facebook, though people use Facebook as a search engine. Pinterest is a search engine, which means your content can still be found for months, really years after you post it. So it's great for long form content, blogs, DIY tutorials, recipes, as I for sure live by, and step-by-step guides. Because people come to Pinterest with a purpose, right? They're looking for ideas, inspiration, and solutions. So it's a great place to share educational content and drive traffic to your website. If you make printables, whether it's something fun for homeschooling or it's something fun for a Christmas project, holiday project, whatever it is, this is great. Guides, digital products, could be a little digital book. Pinterest can help get your content in front of the right people. For me, the best part is you don't constantly have to post new content. If you just recycle your best posts by pinning them in different ways, it helps maximize that reach. So maybe you have a guide on how to make soap. You can post it in some goat, there we go, goat posts. You could talk about cows. You could talk about this, all related to soap. And it will constantly come up with those search engines. So it's really a great way to maximize your reach with that without having to create content all the time if that's something you're interested in. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. I've been talking for 10 minutes. Goodness. Okay, let's see. YouTube. Oh my goodness. Where would we be without YouTube? So in the end, YouTube is the best platform for in-depth education. So if you love teaching and you don't want to keep it down to your 15 or 30 seconds, YouTube is where you need to be. Videos on YouTube don't disappear like social media. They keep getting views for years, especially if they answer common questions. So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world right now. It's right behind Google. So if someone searches for how to start a homestead or best livestock for beginners, a well-optimized video can bring them to you. And well-optimized, we'll talk a little bit about that when we get to Google Trends. You want to use keywords in your video. You want to know what your audience is looking for. So don't worry, we will touch on that. Even if you're just starting, YouTube is a great way to establish credibility and build a following without having to constantly post like Instagram. So if you have a blog, a service, or a product, YouTube will help drive traffic to your website and get people interested in what you do, but that blog or service or product can drive your content on YouTube. How do you make this soap? What does setting up for a farm tour entail? What goes into making your products? All of those can tie back together, and it really helps drive that traffic to your website. So YouTube and your website can work really, really well together. All right, next one. Oh, Google. All right, we're going to talk. I'm going to focus specifically right now on Google Ads because that's how you get out there on Google. I will touch on Google for nonprofits as well towards the end of this, but we're going to talk for a moment about Google Ads. So Google Ads help you reach people that are actively searching for information, whether it's services or products. Google Ads is going to help reach those people that are putting in those keywords like homestead, farm animals, this for sale, that for sale. And unlike social media where you hope people see your content, Google Ads shows the exact moment someone is looking for what you offer. It's a great option for homesteaders who offer workshops or that sell products, writing blogs, because you can optimize that content. It helps you get discovered by the right people. Like I said, if you are a nonprofit, Google Ads does have a $10,000 per month grant. It's tricky. So that sounds really fabulous, and we will touch on it, but it is really tricky. So even if you don't pay for ads, knowing what people are searching for can help, and we'll talk about that with Google Trends. So really what Google does is help increase that website traffic. So if you want to sell a product or establish yourself as an expert in an area, then Google is where you want to be. All right, email, something that's relatively easy. So with email, you can do all kinds of things. You can direct, you are creating the content to your audience that you've built. They already want to be there. They already are interested in what you have to say. So email is awesome. You get a lot of higher engagement. So people respond back. People might join classes. They might do something because they already know who you are and they know what you offer and they are interested. So while it does take time to grow this type of list, and you have to do it regularly, so whether that's once a week or twice a month, you have to be able to share content that's not just sales related. It's got to be some type of education or entertainment. This audience wants to be there. They want to hear from you. They want to know about you. That's the best part about email, is that it stays connected with your target audience. Whew, LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn seems really random, and I know that's why. It seems really random, but it's actually really fun for homesteaders that are in the advocacy or activism part. it helps you build that credibility. It shows you know what you're talking about. You're engaging with other professionals. It's not for selling. It's definitely more business focused. So it's great for activism and it's great for advocacy because it's less competition on a large platform that deals specifically with professionals. So if advocacy and activism and advocacy, what, two A's back to back, I am struggling, is something you're passionate about, then this is where you need to be. Reddit and Discord. I have the least experience with these. I am currently enrolled in a course that's teaching me about them. But the benefit of Reddit is that it's all about discussions. It's not about self-promotion. So you have to engage first and then share content naturally. You need to join homesteading focused subreddits like r/homestead, which is how you search in Reddit. I'm telling you, I'm not great at this, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea. If you search for questions that are related to your expertise, like what's the best way to store eggs, and you feel you have a lot of information on that and you want to share it, if you answer and you add value, that builds your credibility. You definitely don't have to post daily. You can jump on whenever you have something useful to share. So it's a less time consuming one, though I'm trying to make all of this not time consuming. This is my favorite way to describe Discord, is that it's building a private community. It's like a group chat for your homesteading community, and it's more personal than Facebook groups. You can join existing homesteading servers or create your own space. It's definitely set up like topic-based channels. So it's gardening, livestock, food preservation. That way people can find what interests them. It is really great for workshops and question and answer sessions. It's more of a long-term networking than it is building an immediate audience. Okay, so I've given you these are the platforms and this is what they're good for, but let's talk about the how, because that's where most people get caught up. The tricky part with how, and especially, which I'm so sorry that I'm having to record this, I have tried to break it down for you guys and include videos and images, which we're not going to watch because you all can search, how to use Google Ads for beginners on YouTube, and it will bring up something that you may like more than the ones that I put in here for you. But I'm going to try and go over the basis for how to use each of these. Okay, let's get into meta. Meta. Goodness gracious. Okay, so when we're talking meta, one of my favorite things with this is that you can cross-post with Facebook and Instagram, right? So you can use the same content. I suggest that every post is a square, a 1080 by 1080. If you don't have a Canva free account, please get one. It's the best way to just resize things. It can also help you create a picture with maybe a fun little call out or something like that. That's where, my goodness, I've lost my notes. That's where you need to be. So Canva helps with Facebook and Instagram. It helps with lots of things. But back to Facebook and Instagram, I went off on a tangent. Sorry. We can schedule posts ahead of time, so you're not scrambling. You can post 30 days worth of content, depending on what you're doing, because I still manage, I think right now I'm managing 7 accounts. Some of them take me 10 hours to put together. If it's video, if it's content they've sent me, it can take me a long time to put 30 days of content together, because that's just not your picture, right? That's your caption as well. Others take me 2 hours to do the 30 days. So depending on what your desire is, when we go back to those service-based, advocacy, humor, it's all going to depend. So if you dedicate an hour on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday or whatever day is not that we have slow days, but let's say, quote, slow day, just take the hour and schedule as much as you can. Then you're not having to constantly think about it. The only thing you'll have to do each day is log in and respond to comments instead of creating the content and responding. So if you're if the Insights tab can help you see what, we're going to go ahead and go over. The Insights tab can help you see what people are playing. So what has resonated with people. Your business feed, your inbox, the planner, file manager, all of this looks really overwhelming, but really all you need to look over is in the far left where it says Soonberg Media, because I stole their picture. At the very bottom where it says Insights, it will tell you this one's doing well. This is the people that saw it, whether it's men, whether it's women, whether it's 35 plus or between 75, actually 65 plus, but regardless, that's what we're looking at. Is we can use that planner to schedule posts. We can use Insights to see what posts are doing well. And if we decide to boost posts, we can do so. I'm going to be really honest. I go against the grain with most people that present on social media, especially with Facebook and Instagram now. Boosting posts is where it's at. And you don't need to boost every post, right? I'm not saying every single day you need to put $10 behind a post, because that's going to get quite expensive. But if you know you have a workshop coming up, if you want to sell a product, if you want to advocate for something, boost that post. It can be $10. It can be $50. It can be whatever your budget is, but build the audience in Facebook. It will help you. That was way too long for me to go into. And I know that people might be like, oh my gosh, that's the whole reason I'm here. Facebook makes it really easy now to boost a post. And if I can, I'll do one for one of the businesses I do and walk you through that. And I'll send it to Miranda or whoever, Katrina maybe, and let you guys see that in addition to this. But it was going to take me quite a lot of time to do that. So boosting posts is going to make a huge difference. The problem is, Facebook will be like, yep, you boosted that post, maybe you'll boost more. You have to decide what you want to do. If you boost, you boost. If you don't, you don't. But working organically in Facebook is really hard. Their algorithm is not helpful for that. So be prepared that it takes time and it takes money to grow an audience on Facebook. If your budget allows for it, do a service, do a product, do an event. Those are the things that you should boost. All right. Oh, TikTok. Oh man, it looks like all my videos disappeared. That's a bummer. I had videos for you guys to watch. I will send the links. So TikTok has different if you've ever used them, there's a business center and there's an ads manager. So TikTok, being that it's all about quick and engaging content, your videos don't need to be perfect. It's just real and it's interesting. So you want to use TikTok creator tools to schedule videos in advance, so you can just batch that content out instead of posting daily. You just schedule it out. That way you're not doing it all the time. You can make a week's worth of videos in a couple of days and then use that creator tool to post it. There are analytics in the app, just like with Meta, that will show you your best performing videos, so you know what your audience loves and you can create more of that. If you're nervous about video, do something really simple. Share a quick tip. Show the same chicken over and over doing different things. Highlight something common, like a common mistake. Maybe it's how you feed your chickens. Maybe it's how you store your feed, or maybe people are feeding something that you think shouldn't be fed to pigs. Whatever it is, do something really simple, really quick. That if you decide to boost posts or run an ad on TikTok, it's not as TikTok does work off of an algorithm, but it's not as I have to pay, where I do feel Facebook and Instagram have moved to you have to pay to get noticed. TikTok is not there. So if you do run an ad, that's through Ads Manager. And then that business center allows you to run multiple pages, which means you can have your own personal Facebook. You can have If you can have your own personal TikTok, you can have a business TikTok, you can have a farm TikTok, and you can run it through there. So that's where those different aspects come from. Business center, manager page. Ads manager, manager ads. Seems self-explanatory, but lots of people get confused on them. All right, Pinterest. Okay, so like I said, since Pinterest works like a search engine, people are looking for ideas, not just scrolling. So I go back to Canva because I will harp on Canva forever. It's super easy for people to use. There is a free option. You can create visually appealing pins, and Pinterest's built-in scheduler allows you to do that. Schedule posts, schedule pins, sorry, over time. So focus on content that I'm going to call evergreen, like how-to guides, DIY projects, recipes. This is because they stay relevant for months, years. That's what you want to post on Pinterest. Here is, I know you guys can read, so that's why I'm not taking you through the steps of it, but that's Pinterest. And you really should focus on content that stays on forever, so to speak. Oh, YouTube. I'm so sad my videos didn't stay. It makes my slides look boring. YouTube rewards consistency. So even if you're posting once or twice a month, that will help grow your channel. What you can't do is post in January at the beginning of the month, and then post in March in the middle, and then post in July. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to like that. So use YouTube Studio to schedule your videos ahead of time. You need to make sure you have keywords that we'll talk about here in a minute. Make sure it's a searchable title. Not most of all, a big part of it is that your thumbnail that is the cover of that video really matters. I always suggest that you use a really bright and clear image with a bold title because it's going to grab attention. It's going to catch their eye. Do something with that thumbnail. Don't just leave it as a screenshot from the video. Design something in where? Canva. You can design it in Adobe too. Like I've got the Adobe ability. I know how to do that. I still would rather use Canva because it's more user friendly and I can pump content out a lot quicker. But if Adobe is your jam, if you've got that graphic design in you, go for it. I'm all for whatever you can use. Just make sure you have a great thumbnail. And you don't have to be on camera. Like right now, I'm not on camera, mainly because my background is ugly and I wasn't going to let you all see my ugly office. And if I do it outside, I've got 4,000 roosters right now that I need to butcher and you all wouldn't have been able to hear me. So if you don't want to be on camera, screen recordings or voiceover with images work just as well. It's not about you. It's about the content. All right, I keep talking about it. Let's get to it. Google. Google is going to help identify what people search for. And your Google ads are going to target what you offer on your homestead and make it specific. Blogs are great. They provide a lot of search. SEO is search engine optimization. So if you use those keywords, if you're providing content that people are searching for, blogs are fantastic. The problem, and I know you can read it on here, so I'm not trying to read this whole slide to you, but it does take time. If you're not going to advertise on Google, it does take time to get up there in an organic search result. Google ads are going to get you up there and they're going to expose your content to more, which will then help build that organic. But if you're trying to sell a product, or you're trying to get people out there for an event, Google is a great way to do it. And the way we do this is using Google Trends. So Google Trends show what people are actively searching for, and so you can create content on demand. You can use it to check seasonal trends. So like with gardening season coming up for a lot of us, how to start a garden spikes. It's always going to spike in early spring, so it's the best time to post about it. And you want to look in your area. It will help you build that to show how you find the keywords. You type it in, really easy, and then it will show you your location. So if you want to do it I'm in Oklahoma. If I want to see in Oklahoma, if people are looking for raising chickens, which everyone is right now, or raising goats, that will help drive what your content should be. It's really easy to use. It's free to use. And keep going back. Check your interest. What starts trending in mid-spring? People have got their gardens started. They've added all these animals. Maybe it's how to take care of these animals. Maybe I impulsively bought a bunch of animals. Yay for Julie. She does that every year. except for last year, I got better. How do I take care of these animals? What's their best habitat? Because I just bought a pig and, it was cute and that's what I wanted. Those type of trends are going to help you create high demand content, and it's going to develop that audience really quickly. The best part for an email list or for a website is having a blog that relates to this. So writing topics about trending keywords helps you get more traffic. It helps you build your social media content. It helps you build how-to guides. It helps you build what people are actively searching for. There we go. So Google Trends is by far your best friend. I said I'd mention it, and I'm going to touch on this. This is a really content-heavy slide. I'm sorry. Google Ads does have a program called Google Ads Grant, which gives qualifying nonprofits $10,000 a month, not a year, a month, in free advertising credits from Google Ads. So unlike regular Google Ads, you don't get images. You have content words only. And you cannot sell products. You cannot promote commercial content. It has to be for raising awareness or driving people to your website. Event sign up, it tends to be okay. I've only had a couple get flagged. Encouraging donations, that is the type of content that works for nonprofit Google Ad grants. The tricky part of this, and you can talk, there's someone that is in this group that has had a heck of a time with Google for nonprofits. The one challenge, I'm going to say, the first challenge with Google Ads for nonprofits is you have to maintain a 5% click-through rate to keep your ad. This means that your ad needs to be relevant and well-targeted so people actually click. If you don't maintain that for even 1 month, you lose that grant. My biggest pet peeve with Google Ad grants is that there is no support. You have to learn the system, or you have to hire an expert to manage your account, and it is very hard to find an expert. The specific person I worked for, we tried for a year, and it wasn't worth the time or trouble for me. I think she ended up in making it work out, and I'm so glad she did. But there's no support, and if you don't have a good background in Google, it is a nightmare. So I don't want to dog it because it does work really well for people. So I know it probably sounds like I'm like, don't do it. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that it's tricky. So if you're going into that realm, if you are a nonprofit, search for someone that knows what they're doing with it and can at least get you started. That's the safest place. It will be really helpful. Like, even with its restrictions, it is a really powerful tool for nonprofits, especially if you're trying to gain new supporters or increase your visibility. It's fabulous if you know what you're doing. All right. I didn't mean to dog it. I think I did dog it, but that wasn't my goal. All right. Email platforms. One of the easiest tools I think there is to use, because you're in charge of the content, you can look up what people want. People are joining because they have found you and they're interested in what you have to do. You just need to keep them engaged. So I have given my favorite 3 email platforms on here. MailChimp is super popular. ConvertKit is less popular, and Flowdesk. These are all super simple to use. So if you've never created an email, if you have no idea what you're doing, this is a great place to start. It's also really easy to build this content with things you're passionate with. So don't just do it for promotions or giveaways. I think I wrote it. Yes, I did. So make sure you mix that content. Make sure it's education. Make sure it has a fun story. Do a promotion. I don't know how many of you follow Venison for Dinner. She has one of my favorite newsletters. She does a fabulous job of mixing content, of incorporating her social into that newsletter, making sure that her YouTube and her website all match. It is all cohesive. It's really, really nice. But email is something easy to do, You can create content for a very long time and schedule it out. So it's awesome. Okay. LinkedIn. I feel like I harped on this already a bit, and I'm trying to give you the how-to in here. This is great for, like I said, activism, advocacy. If that's your passion, make sure you do this because it is all about professionals and you're going to get noticed. It is very minimally, homesteading is very minimally represented in the LinkedIn community. So go check it out. Even if it's just running a small farm, those 5 lessons, or giving some insight on what you've seen in your journey. LinkedIn is a really great place to be, and there's not a lot of farms on there. Again, it speaks highly to activism and advocacy, which I feel like I've said 30 times now, so I'll try not to keep saying it. But it is a very unsaturated market. Oh, Reddit. Again, back to where this, since it's all about discussions and no self-promotion, you want to make sure you engage first. I did include the most common, these are the homestead, the small farm, permaculture, and homemaking were some of the most common things that I found in there that people were discussing. So make sure you do share before you do any type of promotion, or you will get eaten alive is the way I'm gonna put it. But people want to see that you're contributing to the conversation, not just promoting yourself. Discord, again, those family chats, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of family chat, even though it probably shouldn't. It's a great place to do something that's networking. They're really topic based, like Facebook groups, but it's something for a younger audience. If your goal is to get a younger audience, this is the place to be. You can participate in real-time chats, just like it says up there. It's really great for workshops or question and answer sessions. If you schedule those on a regular basis, they do extremely well. So you may not even have to start your own community. Maybe it's just that you want to talk to a younger audience. And when I'm talking younger, it's like 25 to 15. So know your audience, know what your goal is. I have very little experience outside of Fortnite for my kids on the Discord world. Whew, I made this so much longer than I thought I was going to, so I'm so sorry. But what I want, if you take away nothing other than Julie just yammered on forever, pick a platform, 1 or 2. I would just start with 1. Do something that you're passionate about and pick one. You have to decide what your content is, because if you let your content pick you, you're going to not like this. You're going to get a month in and say, oh my gosh, I hate Facebook. And coming from someone who's currently in marketing, and it is my job to develop all kinds of marketing and sales strategies, I don't even have my personal Facebook activated right now because it drives me bonkers. I don't have the time to create that type of content. And I don't have a passion for sharing my personal life on there. And that's okay. My work passion can drive that Facebook. That's my job. I'm good with it. What I do for my personal is very different. So pick your content and what you want to do, whether it's humor, whether it's education, whether it's advocacy, whether it's whatever works for you, services, products. If you don't find a passion in it, you're not going to find social media helpful, and it's going to become a burden. The social media is merely a tool. So it's the old adage, like, you can't, it's another tool in your toolbox, but don't let the tool drive you. So if you see something's working for you and everyone else is like, oh my gosh, that doesn't work, or oh my gosh, Facebook is terrible, oh, blah, blah, blah. If it's working for you, it's working for you. And that's all that matters. So pick something, be passionate, be happy, and don't let social media run your life. It's not worth it. It's 1000% not worth it. I so appreciate your time. I really appreciate your flexibility. If you have any questions, please send them to either me on right here on Mighty Networks, which I know is not what we're calling it, community.nlhg.org. It's Julie Bowen. I'm in the Mays County group. I'm in the Rogers County group. I think I've joined lots of groups because you guys all have such wonderful content. I love engaging there. But shoot me a question and I will happily answer it. I so appreciate your time. I really appreciate everything you all do. I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday. I hope I am doing something. I hope you are doing something fun in your social media world. And if you're not, stop what you're doing, reevaluate, and make it work for you. Have a fabulous night. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you all. Bye.
Okay, that was pretty amazing. I don't know about you all, but I certainly learned a lot. I thought I was kind of up to speed on some of my social media, so it was nice to get a refresher and also pick up some tidbits. And if you aren't familiar with Julie, like she said, she is from Oklahoma, and she has a degree in strategic communication, so she really knows what she's talking about, and that definitely showed through tonight and how on point she was with everything. And as you've seen Miranda putting in the chat, if you have questions for Julie, be sure you put them in there before we sign off so that way Julie can answer any of those specific questions that you might have. And while you're putting in those questions, I just want to remind you what we have coming up. And even though she wasn't here, I do want to give a big shout out to Julie and a big thank you. It was awesome that she still took the time to make her information shareable and also in a very approachable way. So thank you very much for that, Julie. And as always, we will have the replay. I know Miranda's been putting this in chats, but if you're not following, the replay will be in the VIP vault this Friday. And you can also catch it on the YouTube channel in 2 weeks. And if you all joined a little late and missed our fabulous announcement, this is just a reminder and also a refresh. We are going to have a special Q&A next month with Joel Salatin. So don't miss next month. And again, if you don't know who he is, like Joel who, go to Google and you are going to be amazed that he is coming to us in a private forum, private community, just to answer your questions. And if you're a VIP, you're going to be able to ask him questions live. So I kind of hit it on the beginning, but don't forget to, again, to go to the vault and submit those questions, or you can email those questions to us as well. And where is the address? I'm scrolling. I'm looking for, I thought it was a mail. I don't know. I think Miranda's going to put, there she did. She saved me. So you can also submit those questions to media@nlhg.org, and we'll have those questions in advance. All right. Any questions for Miranda or myself, or questions for Julie? We're going to be, I guess, ending a little bit early tonight. Okay. Well, ladies, I will see you next month in April. And till then, have a fabulous month. And I hope you all are doing really good. Till then.